by the way, I was watching an interview from a conference, and it was with Rahm Emanuel, by the way,
Oh, yeah,
the mayor of Chicago,
yeah,
who speaks his mind.
Yeah.
And he said that you had done an interview previously, and the first 5 questions to you were about your kids.
Yeah.
So people often lead with, oh my gosh, how can you do this all as a mother of 5?
Yeah.
And I do think that, because I find it hard to do this with one kid.
Yeah.
But I just wonder for you, do you ever get sick of that line of questioning?
Yeah, actually it was really funny because Rahm at this same conference, he pointed that out to the interviewer.
And no one asked him about his kids.
Yeah, no, he was like, wait, nobody asked me about my family.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to you about my family. Like, ask me about it, right? So, I think I'm like of two minds about it. On one hand, like if I'm at a business conference and you have 5 CEOs representing like large companies with like billions of dollars. I mean, we have like 1 billion users of YouTube, real serious executives. Like, it's a little unfair if they're like, tell me about your business, and then they like go to me and be like, tell me about your kids.
It is.
It's like, wait, that's not relevant.
And on panels, you get like 2 answers in.
So yeah, and so in those cases, it's not. I don't think is appropriate unless they're going to say that to everybody. But on the other hand, I also realize like I'm in a unique position. Like, I want there to be more women in tech. I want that, not because I think this representation, it's a really geeky field. Like, I think it's wrong. Like, we need more women to see the fun and the creative and the social parts of it. And so on one hand, I feel responsibility to talk about it. And I think lots of people do want to know. They want to know, like, generally, how do you do it because I'm struggling or because I'm thinking about that? I was always thinking about that as a young one. I don't know why. Like, why was I worried about it? I mean, I just realized like that was not a good use of time. Because like once you have kids, like then you figure like, whoa, this is like totally different. Like so many things I couldn't have anticipated. Yeah. I went through a lot of things myself. Like, I had a lot of challenges. Like, I'm happy to share, those challenges I went through and like how did I overcome it. So just as like a peer, I enjoy talking about it.
You have really led the charge, one of the leaders on parental leave at Google.
Yeah.
Not just maternity leave,
Yes.
parental leave. I recently wrote a Fortune column about my husband taking a month off before his firm allowed that, right? And the choice that he made and what it meant for our family. Can you just talk about the business case for doing that, why it has made business sense for Google?
What we saw is that when we offered a longer leave period, women were less likely to leave. Less likely meaning like half as likely to leave.
Wow.
And so, if you think about our workforce, which we're trying to grow more women in the workforce. We want that diversity. They're trained. They know what they're excellent at their jobs. And then you think like, we could just give them extra time at home, and they're going to come back more prepared, more ready, able to handle those challenges, less likely to leave the workforce. So that there are many benefits for that. Women, moms, they are an important part of the economy. You want to have them on part of your company. You want them part of the decision-making process. And so there are many reasons to extend that maternity leave and paternity leave.
I'm so proud to work for a company that gives it to moms and dads.
Yeah.
I am, I could not be happier about that. I think everyone should have the opportunity that you and I had on that front. Before we go to questions,
I will say U.S. is like, it's US,
as bad as Papua New Guinea. The government doesn't mandate it.
25% of American women go back to work after 10 days.
10 days.
And
25% of American women.
Yeah, and so like you think about that, like how could that be good for babies? How could that be good for breastfeeding? How could that be good for maternal depression? Like how so the problem is like we're paying for it in all these health costs as opposed to just giving women the time to be at home and recover and like be with their baby and bond with their baby, and so. It's a huge issue, and I think paid leave is like it's not just a mother and child issue. It's a societal issue we have.